All right, everybody, how's it going? It is Monday, February 7th, 2022, and we're just now 6 days away from the start of Super Bowl 56. We're going to be at, there's Super Bowl Radio Row, and there's Super Bowl Media Week and all that fun stuff about to be happening. Of course, the Pro Bowl was yesterday. Of course, the AFC won. I believe Justin Herbert and Max Crosby won AFC offense and defensive MVP, so good for them. We haven't really had the greatest playoffs in terms of pick'em. I would argue it's been we're 6-6 right now overall, and we went 0-2 last week, getting both conference championships games wrong. We went with Rams and Chiefs, or Chiefs and 49ers, and it turned out to be Rams and Bengals. What a wild playoffs it's been, right? Like when you really stop and think about it. This is obvious, so that leads, obviously it's going to be the Rams versus the Bengals for the Super Bowl. And it's you just stop and think, you're like, dang, this is a crazy outcome. Who would have thought that the 2-4 seeds are going to play each other? They're still they're two division winners, but it's kind of one of those, wow, I didn't see this coming at the start of the season. Maybe you had the Rams winning the NFC, before the season started, but the Bengals, I don't know. I would imagine that number is very few people. I don't know. This is good. This is going to be an interesting Super Bowl. Whereas usually you have one team that can play the villain. I think this is one of those Super Bowls where both teams are quarterbacked by very likable people, and neither of these teams have like recent Super Bowls in like anyone's recent memory. I know the Rams played in one recently, but they lost rather embarrassingly. And then they also, back in the early 2000s, but that was 20 years ago. Do we really count that? Probably not. And for the Bengals, they hadn't won a playoff game in 30 years, and all of a sudden here they are in the Super Bowl. Very easy team to root for. Matthew Stafford came from the Lions. Very easy quarterback to root for heading into this game. I kind of imagine this is going to be one of those rare moments for a Super Bowl as a fan where every single fan's like, hey, this is a pretty good Super Bowl for us. We don't really, no one really cares who wins. No one cares who. You feel bad for whoever loses. It feels like a good Super Bowl. It'll be an interesting matchup between two teams that really don't often play one another once every 4 years. You have let's see what else is going on. You have Sean McVay going up against Zach Taylor. I believe there's some connection there. So I don't know. This will be fun and interesting to watch how this game plays out. What other cool things about this Super Bowl are going on? So you obviously have Stafford versus Burrow, very likable Super Bowl. You could have the start of something new with Joe Burrow. That's pretty unique. With Stafford, he could finally prove that he's always been this level of a quarterback. He was just in a bad situation in Detroit. I don't know. One of these two teams is going to snap a Super Bowl streak of a long time, and potentially for the Bengals. I don't know if they've actually ever won a Super Bowl. And the Rams, they haven't won one since Kurt Warner was just fresh off of being a grocery bagger. You know what I mean? So, all right. I think that's all the bloviating and bullshit I can get into before I get into my actual picks. There's not a whole lot to go over. I mean, I have my reasons for the pick, and I'll give them as soon as we get to it. But I don't know. This was a hard game to pick, in my opinion. There's not a bad team. So obviously the Super Bowl is on a Sunday, February 13th or something like that, or 12th, or whatever day is Sunday. Here's the pick at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be the Rams are the away team, but it's going to be at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. So the Rams are the away team. The Bengals will play the home team, even though technically the Rams are the home team. However that plays out, the Rams went 12-5, Bengals 10-7. They both are obviously undefeated here in the playoffs at 3-0, have played in the wild card through. The Rams start the game at a minus with they're 4-point favorites with an over/under of 48.5. I don't know how much the line has moved. This is the line as of Monday at about 5:30 when I was making the PowerPoint up. And we got that. And, of course, it's the Los Angeles Rams versus Cincinnati Bengals. And, of course, you can see my right-away score. You can see I have them highlighted. I have the Rams winning this game 28-24. And mainly I have major – I think every single person has the same kind of conclusion about this game. The Bengals may be able to keep it close, but what are they going to do if they can't stop Aaron Donald and Von Miller and a couple other guys who are really good at getting after the quarterback? But the main two pieces are Von Miller and of course, Why am I forgetting his name? Aaron Donald. There we go. So we seen a bad Bengals O-line. Like if they play like they did against the Titans, I don't necessarily know if the Bengals can get much, or like if they have a game like they did against the Titans, Von Miller and Aaron Donald will eat the guy alive. They'll just make it so there's no offense coming from the Bengals. And I also wonder, I know the Bengals have been pretty good at like shutting things down defensively at some point in the game, like they were able to eventually shut the Chiefs down. But I do wonder if they have the defensive firepower to deal with everything that the Rams have to offer right now, right? You have Akers out of the backfield, and if he's not healthy with Sony Michel, they have kind of a good little combo off each other there. And then and I don't know about Henderson. I have no idea what his health status is. I think he's out for the season. You've got Cooper Kupp, Odell Beckham. It's like, do they have the defensive backs to cover all those guys? So you start to question and look at things like that. Obviously, you look at coaching. You know, McVay's been in this game. We don't know how the Bengals will react. I mean, they looked really good in their last big game. Can't say they're not a clutch young team, the Bengals, but you kind of tend to put the big game experience in favor of a team that's been there. Even if they might have lost, they've been there. They know what it's about. They know what to expect. They know what kind of like the feel is like. Will the Bengals be able to handle that? I think so. They don't seem like a team that's going to shrink when they get out there, but you never really know. The Rams a couple years ago didn't seem like a team that was going to shrink when they got out there, and their defense didn't, but their offense sure did. So, that's my major problem or concern is like I could see the Rams completely dominating this game defensively. Does that mean they're not going to score? No, I think the Bengals will actually keep this game weirdly close throughout because the Bengals have been quite difficult for teams to figure out. At some point, the Bengals will strike and start scoring points, but it's how they're able to finish this off and hold it back. Can they hold off a Rams team that knows what it's got to do to win this game? Whereas like the Bengals, if they take a late lead, I have a weird feeling they're pretty good about clock management, but like, you have to wonder if they're gonna like screw something up, overthinking it because it's a Super Bowl. Just random concerns I have when I'm considering this game. So basically, this is why I'm going with the Rams. I really dislike how bad the Bengals offensive line can be at times, especially when they're up against like a premier pass rush like the Rams. So I'm worried about the Bengals offensive line. I wonder what they're actually going to look like when they're out there on the field. They looked pretty like not very good at first against the Chiefs, and then they were eventually found their footing and stabilized. I feel like if that happens against a Rams team like this Rams team can get up like 35 points in a second. They're very efficient this year, and they've won games by just getting up to a large point total. And even if you claw back into it, they get the ball next and score. They're such a weirdly efficient team, and they're very dangerous. Think about what happened against the Bucs. If there's any kind of that happening, and that's kind of what happened to the Bengals against the Chiefs. If they get down by something like that, like a 21-3 against to the Rams, I don't know if they can climb back out of this because we know the Rams will score a couple more times, and then they'll just let you have long drives. And look what happened at Tampa. They even still came up short in that game, and they came back down 27-3. So there's something special about this Rams team. They feel really good, but there's also obviously something special about the Bengals. Who knows what's going to happen? Those are I also like the Bengals. I like the Rams coaching. I like the Rams quarterback a little bit more than Burrow. Even though this is both their first Super Bowl, you know what I mean? It just seems like there are slightly more advantages pointing towards the Rams than there are Bengals. If it comes down to a field goal kick and it's tied, hell, maybe the Bengals are the favorite. But I actually agree with the line. It should be right around. This seems right. So give me the Rams 28-24. But who knows? I've been picking like absolute doo-doo. Here's the proof. Had a pretty great regular season, but I've gone 6-6 ever since. 5-1 started off hot. 1-3, 0-2. Oof. So let's hope we have a strong finish and we can get to 180 wins, including the playoffs this year. All right. Well, that's about that for my Super Bowl picks and predictions. I like the Rams for the reasons that I said. They just seem, if the Bengals weren't this super hard to figure out enigma team, it would be so much easier just to pick the Rams and just be like, oh, this could be a nightmare. But the Bengals have seemingly overcame all of the things that make picking them a hard thing to do or makes the game nightmarish. They seem to be able to respond. Oh, you got 9 sacks. Oh, we still won. Oh, you're the big bad Chiefs, the Super Bowl favorites for many people. Oh, we still won. Oh, and you got the ball first in overtime? No worries. Like, it's just something different about the Bengals. But is that enough? I don't know. The Rams team is just really, really talented, very, very well coached. Sometimes those things are a little bit more. Those things can be very sobering for a team of destiny, I would say, or a little Cinderella story. Sometimes you run into a little bit too much reality like the Rams, and maybe that might be too much. Who knows? Maybe I'll be wrong again, and I'll be like, God damn, I had a terrible playoffs. Who knows, though? What do you think? Let me know your picks down below in the comment section. I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as I can. But, yeah, this is it. This is the last picks video of the year. Obviously, we'll be doing more when the season resumes in August. When we get back to preseason, we'll resume the picks videos. But, yeah, I appreciate everyone who watched. Thank you to everyone who subscribed. Thank you for everyone who left a like. Make sure you do that on this. Help keep the channel growing during the off season when we'll be posting videos more regularly and yeah, doing live streams, all that fun stuff, building up into the 2022-2023 NFL regular season. That'll be pretty fun. Obviously, we'll be doing baseball coverage. We'll be doing USFL coverage. So there's a lot to look forward to still from the channel. So yeah, thanks again, everybody. I appreciate it. Fun season. Let's see how we do in the Super Bowl. Let me know your picks. Leave a like, subscribe, all that YouTube's crap, and yeah, all right. Peace out. Go Lions, go Tigers, and of course, go Patriots. Good luck to both Super Bowl teams, and I'm gonna have to. I want Stafford to win just so I'm right in a bunch of arguments about how good Stafford was. But all right, thank you guys so much for listening. I will see you when I see you next. Peace out.